I actually saw Love the Coopers on Monday night, but I was unable to make a video for various reasons till today about the film. I actually got to interview the director on the Rotten Tomatoes podcast. So if you go to rottentomatoes.wolfpop.com, you can listen to the most recent podcast, and you should really be listening to all those podcasts. They're great. And the first half is the guys talking about what they talk about, and then the second half is my interview with director Jessie Nelson. It was really great to get to talk to her. She's one of the first female directors I got to talk with this year in depth about the craft and about the nature of being a female director in Hollywood today. She's also one of the first female directors whose films I saw, and specifically in theaters. I saw her Karina in theaters when I was about 7, I think. I used to work at a movie theater, and I worked concessions. I volunteered. It was a volunteer place. It was just a small town. And they would let me volunteer at the concession stands, and then they would give me like free popcorn and cherry Coke and let me sit in the balcony where no one else was allowed to be, and I could watch movies up there. And I watched Karina that way, and it was one of my early wonderful film-going experiences that sort of made me addicted to film. So, thank you, Jessie Nelson. So, her other film is I Am Sam, which I didn't see when it first came out, but is responsible for discovering Dakota Fanning, and therefore responsible for discovering Elle Fanning, and she is a princess, so we owe a lot to Jessie Nelson. So, Love the Coopers, released as Christmas with the Coopers in the UK, just came out on Friday. It has a very large ensemble cast, including Alan Arkin, John Goodman, Ed Helms, Diane Keaton, Jake Lacey, Anthony Mackie, Amanda Seyfried, June Squibb, Marissa Tomei, and Olivia Wilde. If you listen to my podcast, you will hear a lot about the casting of Jake Lacey. I think he's up-and-coming great romantic lead. He definitely projects a lot with the women that he works with, and makes women watching want to fall in love with him as much as the women in the films are falling in love with him. So he's hopefully got a long future. Let's see. Alan Arkin's always good. So, at least the scenes with him are going to be good. My sort of hesitation in recommending the film is that it feels like I could see what it wanted to be, but I don't think it gets there. I think it's also a bit dark, and I think that a lot of people, when it comes to Christmas movies, they don't really want dark. So I feel like a lot of people are going to not really enjoy themselves because of the darkness of this film, especially since it's being marketed more as a comedy. And it is more a comedy, but it's a very, very dark one. It's more about the as Jessie Nelson said, sort of the challenge of the holidays and the struggle of putting yourself together and displaying your best self for your family, and how often your best self does not come through with your family because your family knows the real you, and it's impossible to really lie to them, and then you can't even lie to yourself anymore, and then it's just layers upon layers of holiday angst. That's pretty much what this movie is. So it's not the most it's not the happiest of holiday films. But I thought the entire cast was great. I particularly loved Olivia Wilde. She is one of the most beautiful women to grace the silver screen ever. In fact, they're about to do a biopic of Hedy Lamarr, and I am so 100% convinced that Olivia Wilde should play Hedy Lamarr. Like, dude, listen to me, casting directors. Get that done. She's amazing, and her scenes with Jake Lacey are my favorites, and I almost wanted a film with just the two of them trapped in an airport. I feel like I would have really enjoyed that. So I think if you're a fan of any of these actors, that you will enjoy it. And if you are sick of sort of saccharine Christmas movies, you'll probably enjoy the weight of this film. But if you're going in and you want something jolly and light, like Christmas Story or something, then this is not what you're gonna get. So again, this was Jessie Nelson's Love the Coopers. This is a big weekend for women film directors. There are 2 films opening wide, Love the Coopers and The 33, and multiple films in limited release, including but not limited to Suffragette by the Sea, Sand Dollars, Miss You Already. I think there's a few more that I can't remember off the top of my head. Meadowland, I think, is still playing places. Meadowland's on VOD. I need to watch that. It's also Olivia Wilde. There's just so many options for you right now. And sadly, this is the last 2 films to be opening wide directed by women this year. So now that there's films out there in theaters, you should definitely go check them out. Suffragette is slowly but surely opening wider and wider. It's in 500 theaters now, and I think Love the Coopers and the 33 are going to stay wide for a few weeks, so you should check them out through Thanksgiving if you don't have time until then. Although you should really make time because it's important to support women filmmakers, and this is the biggest opportunity this year to put your money where your mouth is. And you've only got about, 6 weeks left this year to put your money where your mouth is. So do it. I believe in you. I'm going to go see Sand Dollars in a little bit. It's playing in Pasadena. It's from the Dominican Republic. I've been wanting to see it for over a year. So I'm really stoked. It's got Geraldine Chaplin. She's a queen. All right. This was Love the Coopers. Go see movies.